By the end of this extra chapter, students will be able to
understand the impact of media on health outcomes, analyze how external factors influence behavior, and increase self-awareness and communication skills. Bell work. You can begin the class by having students define these terms independently in their own words. Students will have 5 minutes to silently complete this bell work. Myth, current trend, pop culture, and media. After the students have all shared their answers, you will move into discussing each term in more depth. Ask students, what are some examples of myths that you've heard of? What is a current trend? The purpose of this slide is to explain current trends to youth. Students should understand that current trends have the tendency to change quickly. In addition, current trends can appear within any age, race, socioeconomic class, and aren't necessarily always healthy or always unhealthy. Encourage students to share some current trends, past and present. Ask students, what are some examples of current trends that are happening now or that have happened in the past? What is pop culture? The purpose of this slide is for students to connect how pop culture has a large influence on individuals' attitudes and feelings towards certain topics. Consider asking students what they define as pop culture in the United States right now. Who or what has an influence on pop culture?
What is media? Media is the main means of mass communication. Examples include publishing, the internet, photography, advertising, cinema, and broadcasting, such as radio and television. Finally, discuss what media is with students and how media has evolved. Consider discussing pros and cons to traditional media versus pros and cons to new social media, including how enhancing social media has been both a positive and negative experience for humans. What do they feel is the most popular form of media amongst youth currently? Students will now have the opportunity to look at myths, current trends, pop culture, and media through the lens of drugs and alcohol. Begin by informing students that there are many widely held beliefs or myths associated with youth substance use. These are some myths and fact examples to utilize in your lesson. Teens don't always identify connections between the media that they consume and their personal beliefs, values, and behaviors. Sometimes kids feel that media doesn't influence them at all and can appreciate the artistry of a television show, ad campaign, or pop song and disconnect it from their own life. Health and wellness do not seem to be top priorities in media messages from entertainment, commercials, and political entities. This slide can be used to spark a discussion around the role pop culture has on students in regards to drugs and alcohol. While some students might feel as though the media doesn't influence them specifically, challenge them to consider how it might have an impact on others. In addition, consider discussing how health and wellness is not often a topic of entertainment. Challenge them to consider why that is. Media, drugs, and alcohol. More than $25 billion per year is spent on advertising for tobacco, alcohol, and prescription drugs, and such advertising has been shown to be effective. Ask students, can media also help reduce substance use, and how? Media literacy can help teenagers avoid substance use and analyze misinformation. Social media can provide access to resources such as recovery blogs, podcasts, websites, online therapy, and coaching services. Social media interactions can also provide insights into substance use patterns and social factors. The media can play a part in reducing the stigma surrounding substance use. Finally, connect how media has an impact on drug and alcohol use for both youth and adults. Where do youth see advertisements for drugs and alcohol? Consider expanding this conversation to prescription drug commercials and advertisements. Who are creating these advertisements? What is their goal? Challenge students to consider how media can help reduce substance use through public service announcements, prevention campaigns, etc. Here are some examples of celebrities in recovery on this slide. You can ask students, do you know of any more celebrities who are in recovery that are not listed here? For this lesson's exit ticket, have students write their answers to these questions or discuss as a group. What celebrity or famous individual do you think has the power to make the most impact on young people in regards to safe decision making? Why do you think this person would be able to make such an impact?